this message is for water signs for February 10th to the 17th. This is what the tarot cards have in store for you, starting with Cancer. Cancer, for you, this new moon that we're coming into on February 17th at 28 degrees of Aquarius is taking place in your 8th house of shared resources, other people's money, money earned through investments, inheritance, debt that's owed, property that's owed, property that's purchased, as well as like secrets, mysteries, denial, self-sabotage, addiction, analysis, the occult. So this week is pretty heavy. I mean, Aquarius season is like a heavy time for you, Cancer risings in particular. So with that new moon and the ruling planet, Saturn, traditional ruling planet of Aquarius is Saturn, sitting newly as of the 13th, 14th at 0 degrees of Aries, which for you, Cancer, is your 10th house of long-term career goals, your reputation, how your community members see you, your professional network sees you, like who you are when you're presenting to a large group of people. This 10th house has undergone enormous transformation, and it is going to continue to. There's so many changes and new foundations that will be laid for you in the next 3 years, Cancer rising. But for now, what the cards are saying for this week, February 10th to the 17th, we have the Knight of Cups was the first card out, followed by the Hierophant reversed. So this is like where major Cancer placements, we are like a little distracted, or maybe we're traveling. Our mind is somewhere else. We're in this like creative, there's crushes coming in, there's potentially new friendships, something's like piquing our creative interest. It's not a forever thing. It is definitely a temporary, like there's a short-term-ish to this. But what it is doing is it's helping to pull us out of the rut of our long-term committed partnerships, organizations, tradition, basically the ways that tradition and our perception of what is the right thing to do, the wrong thing to do, how we need to exist for others, kind of what we've been taught and conditioned, is like we're beginning to question these things. We are moving into rebellion in some way, and that rebellion is Cancers, either we are straight up crushing on someone outside of our marriage or cheating on someone. This isn't so great for long-term committed relationships. Otherwise, it's like we're spending in a way that isn't, spending our money in a way that isn't very considerate of our long-term investments. Or maybe we're exploring new modes of creativity and income in like, a part-time, creative job, which is very outside of, how we always thought we needed to like earn a living and have our 401k set and whatever the contract and blah, 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 all those things. So Cancer, we're like beginning to imagine things that could be possible, but we might also be getting ourselves into a little bit of sticky situations here. So be careful. Scorpio, for the week ahead. Scorpio, you're getting like a little bit of new ideas coming in. You might have felt a little lost, or kind of like your foundations of how things are and how things move, particularly in your emotional security realms and that 4th house, have really been transforming over this Aquarius season, and really since Pluto moved into Aquarius. So Scorpios, you have like a new messages coming in, new connections, a little bit of passion, ideas maybe sparking. The thing about these ideas are that we have like difficult decisions to make that maybe in the short term are from a place of like temporary financial setback. So it's like there are ideas that we want to move forward with in new ways. We are just beginning to understand, and this might have to do with on Thursday when Mercury joins the North Node in Pisces. Maybe we're getting a little bit of an indicator into like possibilities with this Page of Wands. I really like that for you. With the Queen of Swords reverse, it is this kind of pessimistic thinking, maybe, a little bit of like our thoughts are not supportive of us, and they're really stuck in this deprivation mindset. So Scorpio, be careful about any behaviors that I think come out of this lack of clarity around finances, because what you might be starting might feel like a big thing, or it might feel like something that gets your passion going, but it's just the beginning. So don't start like cutting strings and making big spending, big earning. And if you do major Scorpio placements, if you're in this in-between place, which is very much indicative of the planets over this year, like this is part of the story, Scorpio, is your work life is like really transforming. You might also have like coworkers who are jealous of you, or bosses who are jealous of you. You're not receiving recognition that you need. This is temporary though. This financial or this disillusionment at work, this is a temporary situation. So don't start, being harsh on yourself. Then we have Pisces, home and family. We are celebrating something, Pisces. Maybe it's an upcoming birthday. Hello, Pisces season starts on the 18th. That's next Wednesday. So maybe we're planning for birthdays, or we are needing to address things in the family, Pisces. This is also going to be moving into that Mercury retrograde pre-shadow phase starting tomorrow. So maybe the home needs attention. Maybe family matters or the physical home need attention. Things are going to start going a little haywire potentially. And we've really been neglecting self-care and finding a way to feel we're not feeling centered and balanced in our home, Pisces. We're feeling like we have to do things in order to keep this running. We are maybe thinking of expanding or thinking of redecorating, or there's changes that, have been made at home, or we're making at home. But something about them is like at our own detriment. So we're like neglecting our best interest, and maybe that we feel at the moment is in support of our family. But as we move into Pisces season, which like constant themes of sacrifice, like where are you falling into martyrdom, Pisces? And when you're not taking care of yourself, this actually isn't, sustainable. Like, what are you celebrating? So, maybe you're planning something for your birthday. If planning a party or planning a trip is like occupying a large portion of your time, that's a temporary situation, but you are your forever body. So self-care. Also, this might have to do with children. It has something to do with Pisces placements, like maybe new family members coming in, little babies potentially. Maybe if not you, then your children or your cousins or someone families expanding in some way, Pisces. Okay, have a great week.